Hey guys, Roberto again with Innovative Sports Training. Time for another Health Detective Talk today. Today's talk is about the immune system and the nervous system. Now, this is going to be a three-part series. I'm going to make this as simple as possible because I don't want to get too technical, because some of you may understand it, some of you may not understand all of it. But I'm going to try to keep it as simple as possible and make it applicable to what you do in your life and how you can improve your life and your health. So let's jump into it. We have multiple systems in our body. We have the respiratory system, we have the circulatory system, we have the musculoskeletal system, we have the endocrine system, and the nervous system, of course, and the immune system. We have all kinds of systems in our body. But all of those are controlled by your brain. The brain must communicate with every organ, every muscle, every joint, every ligament, every tissue, every gland within your body, even your hair, your ears, and your eyes. It must do that via the nervous system. Now, the immune system and the nervous system have to work in concert together to keep us alive and to keep us functioning. In fact, many of the issues that we have today in our modern societies is related to a dysfunction of how the nervous system and the immune system are not communicating. So let's try to improve both of those. Today I'm going to focus mainly on the nervous system and just kind of touch briefly on the immune system. So let's jump into it. The nervous system, defined, is a group of relay systems, information from the brain to the entire body, i.e. your organs, your muscles, your joints, and the immune system and your reflexes. You can go on and on and on there. The immune system's main function is to protect the body from bacteria, viruses, and foreign invaders. Now, all of us have a certain amount of bacteria in us already. When we let it proliferate is when it gets out of hand and it becomes problematic. So that must be kept under good management there. Now, I'm going to talk about this different branches of the nervous system, but I'm going to mainly focus on the autonomic because I want to keep this talk fairly short and simple. The autonomic nervous system comes off the spinal cord and communicates with lungs, heart, gut, intestines, bladder, genitalia. It communicates with a lot of different tissues of the body, parts of the body. Now, the autonomic nervous system is divided in two parts. It's called the parasympathetic and the sympathetic. Parasympathetic, let's talk about that first. The basic function of that is digest and rest. It lowers the heart rate. It decreases your pupil size. It increases digestive juices within your small intestines so you can break food down better and more efficiently. It relaxes the intestinal muscles like your esophageal lining. Now, the parasympathetic system is predominant in the evening and at nighttime. I'll repeat that. It is predominant in the evening and nighttime. It is less efficient, less strong during the daylight hours because it also works with cortisol. Actually controls cortisol. Now, the parasympathetic system mainly branches from the thoracic lumbar area of your spine. Now, the second and third parts of this series, I'll go more into different types of exercises and activities that are good for that. But it comes off the thoracic lumbar connection of your spine to strengthen the entire parasympathetic environment. The sympathetic system, which is the opposite of the parasympathetic system, that increases your heart rate. That will also increase your blood pressure, which is not always bad, by the way. It will also increase your pupil size. It narrows your blood vessels and arteries because you're going to go into a fight or flight type of scenario. It decreases digestive juices. So now you don't digest food quite as well because you're getting ready to spring into action. You're getting ready to play a big game. You're getting ready to make a presentation before a large crowd of people. You're a little bit nervous, so your sympathetic system kicks into gear. You're not quite as hungry. You just want to get the damn thing over with, and let's get on with the game. You got your game face on in the parasympathetic system. Now that system comes off of the cranial-sacral connection of the spine. The cranial is basically your brainstem area, and the sacral is the lower part of the back, even below the lumbar region. Now, this last thing I'm going to talk about today, before I wrap it up, is the vagus nerve. Now, the vagus nerve communicates with the parasympathetic systems, which I'll talk about here in just a second. The vagus nerve comes from the brainstem up here. It wraps around the esophagus and goes all the way down to the small intestines, which is your gut. Small intestines are the main area for food digestion. Now, yes, it emanates from the brainstem, and it mainly talks to the parasympathetic system. So, here's the bottom line, guys. What does the immune system have to do with this? Well, here's what it does have to do with this. Because when your small intestine is out of whack because of the wrong type of food you're eating, because of bad bacteria, because of dysbiosis, which is an imbalance of good and bad bacteria, guess what? You will dull the transmission effect coming from the parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous systems. You will dull the transmission of your nervous system. And when that happens, you got problems. Diseases will start to happen. You won't be as energetic. You won't enjoy life as much because now those two systems are not communicating like they should. So, parasympathetic is the relaxative area. Sympathetic is what gets you out of bed in the morning. It's kind of like the cortisol thing I've talked about. It's what gets you out of bed, you go through your day. And one last thing I'll leave you with on this. Most people think they should really pile on food during the day and don't eat at night. I somewhat disagree with that. And here's the reason why. What did we just talk about here? The parasympathetic's job is digest and rest. It is a nighttime predominant system. Also, during the parasympathetic phase, your digestive juices increase. So when should you eat most of your meals? Or majority of your meal? I say towards the evening. I didn't say right before bed now. Don't do that. But I'd say more so late afternoon, early evening. When the system is starting to slow down and you can digest and you can relax and you can enjoy your food. Because most people that eat during the day, they're in a hurry. They get indigested in the first place. And because during the daytime hours, you're in the sympathetic phase, guess what? Digestive juices are not as effective. Now, I know that's counterintuitive to what we've been taught to believe, because we've been taught to believe that we should eat most of our meals and calories during the day and almost nothing in the evening. Well, I'm here to tell you, eat light during the day and eat a good dinner in the evening time. Evening time being around, let's say you go to bed at 10 o'clock, being around between 6 and 7 o'clock. Just saying. Now, everything I've told you today, guys, about this is factual through research. And I can give you some references on this. But there's always some exceptions to the rule. There's always people out there who may not feel that comfortable by eating at night. And they've tried it, they just don't like it. Well, if that's the case, then don't do it then. But as I said before, everybody's different biochemically. We're all a little bit different. But for the most part, this is how the system in our body works. Guys, that's part one of this series. I wanted to keep this as brief as I could. These series are meant to enlighten you, to empower you, and to educate you. If you have questions or comments, or you want to get together with me and talk about these things, I will give you a 30-minute one-time free consultation, and we can go over your lifestyle. We talk about to see if it's a good fit for you and me. My number is 816-405-7703. My email is rwpsports@yahoo.com. I'm on Facebook. You can friend me there. Please contact me. I can also work with you via the internet in a virtual environment through cyberspace. Guys, take care and God bless, and take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.